Good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. It is season 5, episode number 2 of Visible Live. Really excited for those of you who are joining to come and join and hang out with us. So something that I wanted to chat with you a little bit about today is something that I have been working on for what feels like forever. It's really quite annoying. So we're talking about our little old friend, perfectionism. Good morning, Ames. Good morning, Beck. Thanks for joining us. All right, my phone's a little bit further away today. Let me bring that in. I was on a call and my phone went a little bit, my phone went flat. So we've got you on charge. Hope that that's okay. So, oh golly, we're all wonky. Here we go. Funny that we're talking about perfectionism and I'm trying to get the freaking layout perfect. Isn't that more than just a little bit ironic and annoying? So, perfectionism. Good morning, Kate. Welcome. So, I think one of the big things with this is that the reason that perfectionism comes in is that we want everybody to like us. We want everything to be right. We want everything to be professional. And, you know, we want it all polished and things like that. And then usually we use this strategy, this tactic, this thing about trying to make everything perfect as a way of trying to protect ourselves. To try and protect ourselves from judgment, from feedback, from negativity, from whatever it might be. So I was just actually on the phone to a client. This is why I was running late. Thank you for your patience. On the phone to a client, and we were talking about her marketing. And I said to her that her people want someone who is real. They want someone who is relatable. They want someone who can actually help them, right? Which I know is what all of your clients want. Every one of your clients want to know that you are real, that you're human, that you're not going to judge them. So why do we persist in judging ourselves incredibly harshly? So what I wanted to chat with you about is about the importance of getting it done is more important than trying to get it perfect. Now, I know that for me, this is something that tends to come up in different ways and looks different. It's like different masks that this little lesson keeps coming up for. So for me, it might be around how the blogs are edited. I had a bit of a mind meld last week. I filmed a couple of blogs over here, and I couldn't get the lighting right. And then I just decided, I was like, oh, screw it, just do it. You know, thanks Richard Branson for the title of that book. It's like, screw it, just do it. So filmed it, got them nailed. I started editing them, and the background was all gray and looked crappy, and I was very grumpy and annoyed by the whole thing. But I decided, well, you know what? I talk all the time about perfectionism is bullshit. Hey, Tony. And that really what we need is we need real, we need relevant, we need people to be able to be professional, but be able to solve problems. And if we are all caught up in how we are versus who we need to be for our audience, who we need to be for our people, the better off we're going to be. So I remember back when I started. So I started this business in 2010, and I remember the first videos that I did. If you want a laugh at my expense, make sure you've been to the toilet before you start watching. Go to YouTube and have a look at the videos that I posted in 2011. Oh my God. I was very, hi, my name is Nicola. Today we're going to be talking about how important a personal brand is. So I didn't move. I was very straight. I had my blazer on. You know, I was very corporate style professional because after 12 years in banking and finance, it's like it was a little bit ingrained. So I thought that in order to be taken seriously, I needed to be very serious and proper and kind of stiff and professional. So being imperfect and demonstrating the fact that you're human doesn't actually make you any less professional. What makes you professional is your ability to articulate what it is that needs to be said in a really easy fashion and in a way that your audience understands. To me, what professionalism means is that you are a master of what it is that you are doing. It means that you can help people. It means that you know your stuff. And to me, it means that you're also relatable and that you can listen. That to me is more about what demonstrates professionalism versus, you know, the pinstripe suit and the highly polished shoes and everything else like that. So it's more about your attitude to me than anything else. So, but I get it, you know, I back then I was like, oh gosh, you know, I can't say that and I can't talk about this and I can't be me, right? And what I've found over the years is the more I practice, just sounds ridiculous, right? How you practice being you, but the more that I practice being me and letting go of those perfectionism things, it makes it a lot easier for people to feel like like they know you. So I meet people in person and they're like, oh my gosh, you're exactly like you are on the internet, a lot shorter than what we expect is usually the comment that I get. I'm like, yeah, that's what happens. But it's very much about you being you. So how do we do this in the online world? So the main thing a couple of things that we need to really embrace is that there are more and more people coming into the marketplace, the online marketplace now than ever before. The digital world is expanding and kind of like shrinking all at the same time, right? I mean, we can work with people in the States, in America. That was really random. I meant Africa. We can work with people in Europe. We can work with people no matter where they are in the world. It only takes about 12 hours for you to be literally on the other side of the world, unless you're going to Europe and then it's more like 24 from here. But like within a day, you're in a different country with different people. Like the world is shrinking. It's so much easier for you to be where you need to be. And the digital world means that you can connect with anybody, no matter where they are, no matter what time zone, no matter what time it is here, no matter whether you live in a tiny little country town like I do, or whether you live in the bustling hub of Sydney. So the world is expanding and shrinking at a really rapid pace. Now, what this means for you in your industry is that the competition is becoming tighter, right? There are more people coming into your industry. There are more people fighting for airtime. There are more people fighting for the eyeballs of your audience. So we've got to become a little bit smarter around how we can command attention in this online world. And let me tell you, your audience has about this much tolerance for bullshit, and they can smell it a mile away. If you are trying to wear a mask or a veneer of being someone that you're not, they will know. They might not know on a conscious level, but you know when you get those little feelings in the back of your head or in the pit of your stomach, and it's like, you know what, I don't know about this person. And may not be able to put their finger on it, but they will know. You have literally got milliseconds in order, like up your sleeve, in order to make a really powerful first impression. Milliseconds. I think, you know, in the online world, I think in person the research shows that it was something like 7 seconds, but we know that shrunk. There's no way that is, with the way that we've got information coming at us these days, it's literally milliseconds that we form a first impression. So how do you form a really great first impression to start with? Well, it's by being you, right? It's by really being truly authentic you being the best version of you that you can be on any given day at any given time when you're showing up online. Now, to me, showing up online isn't just about doing a Facebook Live, although I very, very strongly encourage you guys to do that. It's also about how you do your posts. It's about the images that you use. It's about the language that you use in your posts. Are you talking to your ideal audience that you want to connect and engage with, or are you just trying to get out there and please the masses? If you think back to high school for a moment, I am sure, or primary school, either or uni, I am sure that for every single one of you, You were not really bothered by the fact that everyone didn't know you or didn't like you. I didn't want to be friends with everybody in high school. I didn't want to be liked by everybody in high school. I didn't, the people that were my friends, I was worried about them and I was happy for them to like and love me. But for everybody else, it didn't really matter to me. I would have liked to have been liked by everybody, but it didn't change how I was or who I was. So why then, when it comes time to putting ourselves out there online, do we feel so freaking vulnerable? Why do we get so scared about maybe getting some keyboard warrior like we had on the live last week, making stupid comments that really don't mean anything, because then we end up fixating on those and that takes you off track. It throws you off your game. It changes your mindset. When really they're just trolls who have got nothing better to do with their time and energy, right? So we've got to stop trying to be perfect in order to please everyone, because you're never going to do it. Not everybody likes the same things that you like. Not everybody likes the same things that your audience likes. And, thank God, because the right people are out there for you, much like your partner, your husband, your wife. Not everyone is going to want to, resonate or go out with your husband or go out with your wife, even though I know that they're amazing. I know my husband's amazing and he's not even watching, and he didn't ask me to say that. But not everybody wants to have a relationship with him, or maybe they do, that I don't know about. But you get the point, right? It's not about trying to appeal and please and be liked by everyone. You just want to appeal and please and be liked by the people who really matter, which is your audience. Oh my God, those keyboard warriors, Tony, don't even get me started. I had to tell one off last week. It was really quite hilarious. I thought it was pretty funny anyway. So perfectionism is really the enemy of getting anything done. So I was chatting, like I was talking about before, I was chatting about how important it is that done is better than perfect. So chatting to a beautiful lady earlier today, as I was saying, and we were talking about putting out free things into the marketplace. And she's like, oh, I'm really shit at graphic, maybe she didn't swear. Maybe she did. I don't think she did. I'm really not great at graphic design. And I'm going, okay, great. Use Canva. Find something in there. Do it really easily. You've got a whole bunch of templates. Make it pretty enough for you to be able to feel like it's good to go out into the world. If you're a graphic designer, I seriously take my hat off to you. I don't have the patience for that. I have someone do my graphic design work because it drives me freaking mental. But it's more important to get things done than it is to get them perfect. We talked about videos and what to do. So she's a trainer, a Pilates instructor. And I said, you can go and create a video so long as people can see what they need to see and get the learning that they need to get from it. You don't have to have a high-end video production quality video to be able to go out and help your people. Because having something to work from that's good, that is of high value, that solves a problem, that is valuable content, is more important than having a pretty shiny studio, having the video edited within an inch of its life, and creating something that doesn't help anyone, right? So done is better than perfect. Beck, the fear of judgment that we can attach to our self-worth. Yeah, exactly. That's right, we can. And I mean, it's really interesting, right? There's different things that can fly up in your face at various different times. I had an instance last year where the training that I've been delivering for 8 years that works, 7 years at that point, that works, you're in, you're out, round in, round out. These particular women just went a little bit haywire. It was kind of interesting. And I was judged really pretty freaking harshly. And my self-worth, you're right, absolutely went down the freaking toilet. It's like, man, why am I doing what I'm doing? Should I even be doing what I'm doing? I know my stuff works. We've got the history and the data to prove it, but it impacted me so badly emotionally that it made it hard to kind of come back into this year and the decisions that I had to make around getting things working again. Because the challenge there is that we want to improve and change and tweak and whatever based on negative feedback or constructive feedback, however it's been posed, right, is that we start making adjustments based on that, where really we should be looking at how we can improve or better ourselves or better our delivery or better our production or whatever based on the feedback from people who are providing it positively, right? So it's interesting how we get hung up. Like if you were to run an event and you had, let's say you had 100 people in the room and you asked them all to fill out feedback forms, I can pretty much guarantee you that probably out of all of that, 5% of people would probably say, I didn't get anything out of it. You could have done this better. You could have done that better, yada, yada. And instead of looking at the 95 pieces of positive feedback that is amazing and brilliant and relevant, we focus on that 5% that was not good. So then we tend to make adjustments based on that, but that's not the majority. So we don't need to please the people that who aren't our people, right? We don't want to make changes for that. We want to do our best. We don't want to be perfect. We want to do our best on a daily basis. And your best today is going to be different to what your best is tomorrow, which is going to be different to what your best was yesterday, which is different to what your best is going to be in 2 weeks' time. All anyone can ever ask of you is for you to do your best, to deliver great value, great content, share your knowledge, share your mastery, and do what needs to be done. And then the other thing that I wanted to remind you of, I was just reading off my notes, the other thing that I just wanted to remind you of is it is so super, super important for you to start where you're at right now. So where you are at right now, I can't see the date, it's like the 30th of October, I think. The 30th of October, 2018, just start today. Do your best today. And know that where you're going to be is going to look nothing like what it looks like today. In 12 months' time, you're going to be a completely different human. You are going to have completely different experiences. You're going to have totally different knowledge. You're going to be even better at what it is that you do if you're on this track, or you may have pivoted and adjusted based on new information that you have to hand. So we don't want to keep waiting. We don't want to keep putting stuff off because it's going to delay your progression. It's going to delay your growth. All right? So that's that. Just start. Get your stuff out there. Now, you can start with really not huge amounts of equipment, right? If you've got a laptop and a phone, I would very strongly recommend a tripod with one of those magnet things. I talk about them all the time. Just start. You know, it's really interesting. So I played roller derby on the weekend and I'm like, man, I'm so not strong enough yet. I'm strong enough, but I'm not strong how I want to be yet. But I still did the best that I could, right? And I know that for most of you who are getting out there, Kelly, I've seen your stuff going out there. Beck, I've seen your stuff happening out there. Kate, your stuff's happening out there. I can't see the rest of the names who are on this morning. But you know what? You've just got to freaking start and your audience will love you for it. I think, Beck, you were sharing a celebration the other day you've been invited to speak, I think, as a result, or contribute to something as a result of what you've been doing and just getting started and, you know, facing the fear and doing it anyway, right? So the world is looking for real. They don't no longer want this polished, you know, housewives of Beverly Hills kind of like veneer. They want real, they want relatable, they want good, high quality information, and it's up to you to disseminate that. All right, so that is us for today. I'm really, really beyond thrilled to share with you guys next week. We're going to be talking about how you can own your space in social media, how you can own your space in the world of digital marketing. And it is not about the latest Facebook ad. It's not about algorithms. So yay! It's more about how I'm going to get you guys to approach owning your space and doing more of what it is that you're here to do without worrying about perfectionism. We're going to be building relationships. We're just going to look at different strategies that you can use in order to tweak this mindset, get yourself out there and start communicating with your audiences. So that's next Tuesday at 11, Australian Eastern Standard Time. We've got the coffee run happening every morning at 9 if you want to come and hang out. Otherwise, go have a great week. I can't wait to chat with you. If you've got any questions, leave them below. Otherwise, go have a rocking day and make it happen. All right. See you later, guys.